The NBA is facing a major betting
Oh
scandal.
boy.
Players accused of manipulating stats and sharing insider info with gamblers. The league's investigating what could be one of the biggest integrity breaches in years. Do you think this is just a few guys cheating, something more widespread in the NBA, or should we start assuming all pro sports might be rigged?
Oh, I'd start assuming all pro sports might be rigged. I mean, and not to sound conspiracy theory like, do I think it's limited to the guys that they caught? No. Do I think it's limited to the NBA? No. Do I think that it's conceivable that somebody on some team in any professional sports, quote, help throw the game by faking an injury or some other thing to make it go one way or another because there was a lot of money involved? I can see that. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a lot of faith. I don't think in professional sports at this point. To be totally honest with you.
So, first, just looking at it as far as the NBA, like I've mentioned many times, I know and have known quite a few NBA players. I used to play ball with a lot of NBA players when I was younger, and living in Chicago, and most people who have any association with basketball in Chicago know this. This isn't a secret I'm telling. Is there is a culture of cheating all the way from high school, and I'm not just referring to the betting. If like we had a boy in high school, I'm sorry, in grammar school, who was already 6'7" in eighth grade. You can look him up. His name was Lamone Lampley. I went to school with him. He went on to be like 7'2". But I remember he already was having things given to him, and and women were being thrown at him and things like that before high school.
Hmm.
And there's also a culture of betting in Chicago. Uh, Guys coming up, gang members usually take them under their wing and they take care of them. And in return, there may be some guy that says, "Oh, I can play basketball." And so he gets his guy that he's been supporting, and he'll be like, "Okay, play him." And they'll play for like thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
So a guy is a good basketball player in Chicago, by the time you're 20 years old, you have played in a multitude of basketball games for money, whether it's just giving you money to play, whether it's gambling, something.
Yep.
So as far as the NBA, I think it's more prevalent than even the most intelligent person who's looking at it, who's thinking, yeah, it's way more prevalent. I'm saying it's even way more prevalent than that. I really got a pulse on this one. Uh, and I've also known football players, not as much, and it's a similar thing. I didn't see as much as in because it's not enough. You got to get a team together and everything to gamble. Uh, but there's all levels of gambling in the NBA. I'll tell you something, and I wouldn't say it because I could get sued for this. I, I've seen Michael Jordan gamble with drug dealers many times, all throughout his career. Uh, Let me word this properly. People in Chicago don't believe that he quit basketball for 2 years because of um, his love of baseball.
Right.
And I'll leave the insinuation as that, but he loved basketball.
Mm.
During the time he was playing baseball, I remember when he said he wasn't going to play ball anymore. That weekend, he was at the gym playing basketball with us.
Yep. Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
So,
understand.
okay. So I think this is way, and I think it's always been, and I think a rule of thumb is professional sports is on the take, period. Don't
Hmm.
pick a sport. They're on the take. And I'll take it even further. Like people don't think about it, but like NBA ball players take steroids. A lot of these sports sports that aren't just particularly for strength. We
Right.
don't think about steroids, but there's steroids throughout. So that's a level of cheating.
Yep.
There is so much cheating in sports. I don't know why people bet.
Well, that's the other thing. You got to remember that it's the betting on sports has been going on for many, 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 many years, pretty much always. The difference, though, is there's a lot of legal betting now
Mhm.
that did not exist before. So now it's become even more lucrative, and I just think it's more commonplace. And there's going to be people that are going to do it that may not have done it before.
And there's so many levels of cheating that you can do. I can't think of the name now. Prop bets. These
Yep.
I could be a star. I could go ahead and win the game, but all they're asking me to do is get a couple of more steals, or
Right.
don't get any steals at all, or
Right.
once the game is complete, sit on the bench and don't get back out there or something.
Yep.
So you could literally not affect the win or the loss of the game, and still be involved in all kinds of little prop bets.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Totally
and
true.
and I didn't know the word prop bet at the time, but that's when I first saw prop bets was in high school. I saw guys that were like stars in sports, and the drug dealers and gangbangers and stuff, they'd come to them and they'd be like, just, don't score 30, or score 30 or
Right.
whatever.
Yep. Yep.
So I think if you're in sports culture, you realize that betting is like congruent with
Yeah.
sports.
Yep.